profoundly effective product for people and their pets. This is a very special science that scientist Dr. Bevan Elliott, my partner since 2015. I think he's actually pioneering a new way to make all of it. Here's how he wants to do it. He wants to increase the amount of energy that your cells produce. Why do you want to do that? Well, because everything takes energy, right? And our bodies are no exception, right? Everybody starts out with a lot of energy. You're a kid, you remember then you had all that energy, you hardly knew what to do with it. But as you know, later in life, not so much. Why is that? That's because of the loss of something called mitochondria. That would be that part of your cell that produces the energy that your body runs on. How important is that? Well, let's just say it this way. If all of them were to stop right now, everything in your body stop right now, and you would die. Okay. Let's start that for let you know how serious what we're talking about is tonight. Okay. So what Dr. Elliott wanted to do though was he wanted you 80 and 90, you've lost a lot by the time you're 50, on your way to 5 or 10%. So how can you be as strong? Okay. How can you see as well? All right. How can you maintain your body systems? You know, your blood pressure, your blood sugar. Is your weight more difficult to maintain than it used to be? All right. And your immune system. How can it protect you as well as it did when you had a lot more energy for it to use to protect you with, right? I mean, you can see that, right? Your vision has changed. Now, if I can go back to that, right? Are you experiencing some night vision issues? Can you have trouble reading fine print? That kind of goes along with where your brain has been working, right? Are you as sharp? Can you remember things as well? If you're not, chances are it's got to do with the loss of mitochondria. So what Dr. Elliott wants to do about that? Well, what he did was he analyzed those signals that your body used to send that were very strong, telling your mitochondria to grow and maintain themselves. They've gotten weaker, right? He's found substitutes for them in nature that have been shown to actually increase the amount of mitochondria you have. So why doesn't that completely solve the problem? Because they're relatively weak. He had to come out with a new technology. It's called XDS, that stands for Exponential Delivery System, to make those signals stronger. That technology reorganizes the molecules of all the ingredients that are in our products. So they don't just get in your bloodstream. They got to get all the way into your mitochondria. That's where the real magic can happen. We talk about it on all of our calls. We're going to do it again tonight. That technology, by the way, is in our product line. And that product line is called Ultra Mito, as in Ultra Mitochondria. And that's what they're going to come back to talk about. Dale.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody, the first product I want to mention is called Rejuvenate. It's our topical cream. It's for your skin from head to toe. We even put it in your hair, massage it into your scalp, and it's for anything that disturbs your skin. That could be a scratch, a scrape, a cut, a bump, a mole, a blemish, anything that disturbs your skin. And it works the way it does because it doesn't just sit on your skin, it soaks through your skin, soaks down to the bone, and that means it helps your ligaments and your tendons, your muscles and your joints. I mean your back joints, your knee joints, your hands. And if you or anybody you know has a condition in your hands or your feet that can start as tingling and become incredibly severe, you're going to find that Rejuvenate becomes your go-to product for everything I just mentioned and more. Listen to the testimonials in the back office. They are astounding and very, very informative. Next, I want to talk about Restore 3.0. It's our first third-generation product. And Dr. Bevan has truly created something incredible using a base of two ancient superfoods, olive oil with olive leaf and black seed. They've both been used for thousands of years because of the benefits they provide to the human condition. They mention olive oil in the Bible. They found black seed when they opened King Tut's tomb. But Dr. Bevan has taken several elements and uses them in a unique and special way. As an example, with olive oil, he uses several elements to tune up and detoxify your cells while increasing your mitochondria. Now, that is the unique thing. That's what sets us apart. That's our name, more mito, short for mitochondria. Dr. Bevan found, as others have, that you've been losing mitochondria your entire life. And when we can restore it back to an age when you were younger, guess what? Your body starts to work the way it used to, the way it's supposed to work, the way it did before life and the environment started tearing your body down. And he uses black seed, but he uses that to increase your energy, cellular energy. It's steady, it's strong. There's no jitters. It's not like a hit of caffeine or sugar where you get a big high followed by a deep valley crash. Cellular energy is steady, and that means you can start a task without a need to sit and rest. You can jump in and do something strenuous, like a long bike ride, and experience a very short recovery time, as well as the disappearance of your brain fog. You get to live life again to its fullest on your terms, without a need to sit on the couch and watch it all pass you by. And I've only mentioned 2 of the 44 ingredients Dr. Bevan has used to create Restore 3.0. Now, the blending is critical. Dr. Bevan will tell you, if you take a handful of vitamins, you'd be lucky if a third of that handful isn't a complete waste, overpowered and canceled out by other things in that handful of vitamins. They have to be in the proper proportions. They have to be blended properly. And then, of course, the most important thing is XDS that lets your body use them like nothing it's ever used before. So understand, this is not simply throwing a bunch of ingredients in a pot, stirring it up, and pouring that into a bottle. It takes 8 weeks to make a bottle of Restore. It's like making wine. So tremendously powerful and unique product. Next, some of the things Dr. Bevan needs us to have to increase our mitochondria back to the age when we were kids can't be delivered in a liquid base. They have to be delivered dry. So he created Renew Brain and Body. They're small capsules with the additional ingredients to increase your mitochondria. So a triad of products, and all with the same purpose: bring you back your levels back to the age when you were a kid. Multiple things start happening in your body when it combines with you combine your DNA with our products. You're going to hear about that on this call. But one more important thing. Some of the most important members in our family are the pets that we own. The most viewed videos on the internet are pet videos. We love them to death, and they can suffer greatly. If you've seen a dog that is hobbled, acts like it can hardly walk, it can't make it up and down the stairs without being in pain. And if you've got a cat that's laying around hacking up fur balls, look, pets are close to all the bad things in the environment, the chemicals on the rugs when we clean it, the things on the lawn to make it grow. And they suffer from allergies just like we do. If you want to bring a dog quickly back to puppy stage, if you want to bring a cat back to kitten stage and restore them, then restore their mitochondria. Pet Life does that. So 4 products: Rejuvenate, Restore 3.0, Renew Brain and Body, and Pet Life. There is nothing like what these products can do and how they work. To hear more about that, I'm going to turn it all back over to you. Roger, take it away.
Thank you, Dale. All right, our topic once again: how not to die from heart attacks, cardiovascular issues, circulation problems, cholesterol, and more. That's what Dr. Dan and I have been talking about this week. You know him as a regular on our call. He's out of Oklahoma City, where he's done radio for decades, now doing podcasts. So Dr. Dan, this is a critical subject, and it is related to the inflammatory process that damages mitochondria. You took us into that on Saturday. Talk to us about it again and kind of highlight how important it is for us to maintain some decent exercise and what signals this sends that can help us with this issue.
Okay, Roger. Now, every one of us have been touched by someone dying of a heart attack. My mom died of a heart attack, and my dad died of congestive heart failure, which is a weak muscle. Just like your biceps getting weak, your heart muscle can get weak. If you have a healthy heart, you have about 5,000 mitochondria in each muscle fiber that makes up your heart. So it's very dense in the heart. Now, exercise does a number of different things for us. It helps detoxify the body. It puts demand on the heart, so the heart strengthens. So it just like if you do curls or bench press or whatever, you strengthen your chest when you do bench press. You strengthen your biceps when you do curls. If you're doing it under good resistance, well, when you do resistance training or when you're walking or bicep you're putting a higher demand than sitting around on your butt all day. By putting the demand on, the heart responds by creating more mitochondria to adapt to the demand being put on it. So it takes consistency. If you just do it once, the heart's not going to overnight start putting more mitochondria in there. But if you're doing that 3 or 4 times a week or more, then the heart says, I have to be stronger. There's something about my environment that needs more blood flow. So it responds that way. Now, there's a direct relationship between a low level of mitochondria and a dying mitochondria and inflammation. The analogy I want to give you always hear about a feedback loop. Think about it this way. When mitochondria is dying, and when you have a low level in there, it creates inflammation, like having a train that goes in a circle. Like when I was a little kid, we had a train track down in the basement, and you'd run it around in a circle. It goes out. Now, when it creates inflammation, it can create inflammation out into the body, into the other cells, into the other organs of the body. But the same regard, the lack of exercise, the lack of eating right, eating too much seed oils, I went over that Saturday, too much sugar and starch, processed food with all these additives, smoking, all these different things that people do to themselves, feeds back to the mitochondria, killing the more mitochondria, in turn creating inflammation. So what do you do about it? Well, you have to, the track comes back. If you pick up nutrients to feed the mitochondria, then you increase the mitochondria. Mitochondria you have healthier, more energetic. That brings down the inflammation. So it's a simple little analogy, but it's a very accurate one, actually, in the feedback loop. You can create inflammation from the outside affecting the mitochondria, and the mitochondria can create inflammation going out. But if you break that loop by feeding it, then everything gets healthier. And so it's very important to know how to eat. That's what we cover on Saturday. And a lot of misconceptions out there. There's a book called Fats That Heal and Fats That Kill. Certain fats are very inflammatory. Certain fats are extremely healthy for you. A non-fat diet is, we got rid of that concept, hopefully 20 years ago. When I first started radio, they still believed that. They thought I was a little crazy saying, no, that's not right. There are fats you want to avoid like the plague, because they are a plague. But so is sugar. When sugar first started to enter into our society, it started creating all these people dying of heart attacks at a very prevalent level. It became like a plague, and it is. Don't forget, starch. A lot of starches out there become sugar in 20 minutes in your body. I'll get back to you, Roger.
All right, thank you, Dr. Dan. We'll bring you back later. So on Saturday, as we went into this topic, you heard from various people who have various issues having to do with their hearts. We're going to go through that a little bit right now, and I want to remind you that we don't make any attempt to diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases. We really feel like we have a higher concept. What we want to do is regrow your mitochondria, right? And give your body back that energy like it used to have, so it can fix yourself in a way that it just wasn't possible. In fact, it would appear in some of these instances that some people are repairing themselves in ways that they never did before, including some health conditions having to do with their heart that were deemed incurable. Okay, I want you to benefit from the conversation we had with Elvis. The doctor was telling me about this heart murmur he had that went away, for which they had no other way to address. Well, when I talked to you the first time, what did you tell me were the health concerns then?
When it came down to my heart murmur back in the year of 2022, and that's when I started using that more micro for the first time, and I was using it for a pretty good while. And when I went back to my doctor for a checkup, and then he didn't discover no heart murmur in me, none, and everything looked real fine. But then shortly after that, the mistake that I made was when I started back to smoking that reefer again, and then throughout the last couple of months or so, and then my body started acting up again, and when I went back to the doctor, and then they told me that heart came back on me, and then after that, I had to leave that reefer alone. and I would say,
You told me last time that when you got on it, you tried the reefer, but you didn't like the reefer.
no, I didn't.
Okay, so since you got on the store, have you been back to get a check on the heart murmur?
Yeah, and we know that they don't discover that they haven't noticed no heart murmur, but they discovered just a funny heart beat here and there, but they told me that it's really not to worry about.
All right, so let me see if I got this straight. You had heart murmurs, and you had, you had the reefer that you were taking.
Mm-hmm.
But once you got on the store and everything, you didn't desire the reefer anymore, and the heart murmurs went away. Am I correct in that?
Yes, you are.
Okay, that's remarkable.
Mm-hmm. And I had no interest in reefer anymore.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
But I found out when it comes down to heart murmurs, they don't have medication for it. That's what I found out from my doctor.
So they don't have medication yet. You got on Mito, and your body was able to resolve the problem itself. It sound like.
Yeah. And what my doctor told me, when it comes to a heart murmur, it has to heal by itself. But other than that, they don't have medications for it.
There you go.
So that was another reason what started me to taking that more Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard the fantastic results that people have gotten off of it since they started using it.
So I'm really happy about that. That kind of completes the story for me on the heart, because when we were talking about it before, you mentioned about the heart murmur, but now you've gone back again, they tested you again, and you got confirmation that it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing you got to do is just stay on it. And the nice thing, it seems like the reefer wasn't good for your heart, and now you've been able to resolve that naturally, along with the chest wall pain as well.
Yeah, so looks like more Michael would be my best choice. And that's why I'm gonna always keep it around me. And I have a lot of trust in that product. I do.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure you get yours so you can have a lot of trust in it.
So Bevan and I have been at this for going on 11 years. And I have to tell you, when we started this and we looked at it and said we want to help people mentally, physically, and emotionally, there were some things we expected. We expected people to be stronger, and as you heard the elder talk about, have an enhanced immune system. Here's what we didn't expect. We didn't expect that there would be this emotional intelligence where you just run your body better. Your body, that mind-body connection is so much better that things that weren't good for you, like that addiction that he had to the reefer, would somehow magically go away. And further, it doesn't matter what it is, it seems, whether it's smoking or eating or opiates, because you got in the car accident, prescribed opiates for you and you got that whole dimension there. But for you to be able to, again, do those things you know you need to do about any issue you have, whether it's high blood pressure that's causing you diabetes or whatever, was just a major, major revelation for us, as we got feedback from folks like you all. Now, we should pay particular attention to the number of people who have heart issues because of high blood pressure. Okay, heart attack is the number one killer, but what feeds it is blood sugar and blood pressure, right? Leads to a lot of strokes. The Register family, Francis and Lindsay, had that issue. Lindsay rather, had a stroke. He was trying to recover from stroke. Like James Clark, we heard from on Saturday, was bedridden for years and had a stroke and whatnot. We learned that if we can regrow your mitochondria, your body can do some amazing things to repair you. Let's benefit from our conversation with Francis and Lindsay, and then we'll unpack that. I've got the pleasure of talking to Lindsay Register. Lindsay, please tell me what your health concerns were before you were introduced to Mito. What was happening with you, Lindsay?
I have something called AP.
How does it affect you?
My heart do not beat in Right. Yeah, I had a cold.
Say that once more. You had a what?
Stroke. Yeah.
Okay. So then, what caused you to have a stroke?
He has the A field, but he also, just before his stroke, he took his booster shot.
Yeah.
You don't know, he's thinking now that that may have also hoped to push him over because he already had the A field.
Did he have high blood pressure?
Yes, he had high blood pressure
Tell me
too.
about that blood pressure. How high was it?
He's saying before he had the stroke, his blood pressure had already gone down. He already had started taking other medications and other health food stuff. But he's been on blood pressure pills, I think, for about right after we got married. He got on blood pressure pills. So it's been like over 50 years, and he's still taking blood pressure medication.
Doesn't stop you from having a stroke, though.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So, Francis, how debilitated was he from the stroke? How did the stroke leave him?
The stroke left him with the whole right side is like numb. He has feeling in it now, in his hand, but he can't use it. He's able to walk now. Now, the stroke left him where he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, and he's still not able to use the hand. So that's the way it left him.
You may be experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties.
How long
Roger, I lost it.
was he like that before you introduced him to Mito?
Almost 3 years.
He had a history of high blood pressure, 50 years of it. He has a
Right.
stroke. It leaves him
Yeah.
partially paralyzed. It affects his voice, all of that. His mobility, I
Yeah.
assume, as well. Okay, now,
Exactly.
then you get on Mito. How long after being on Mito did you notice anything change at all?
After being on Mito, probably about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, he began to see differences. I began to see differences.
Tell me about it.
We could understand him better. And at that time, he went back to his doctor, and she was able to notice that he could speak clearer. You know, that where she could understand him better.
Hey, Joseph, thanks for
And
joining
he
us.
started walking better. We went back to therapy, went through that, but when he come out of therapy, he still was not able to walk like he's walking now. Since he's been on Mito, on the products, the Restore, the Rejuvenate, and the Renew, he's gotten to where he can not use his cane some. He'll walk, make a few steps now. Before, if he got up, you got to have the cane. Now he's able to get up out of his seat by himself. Before, we don't have to do that now. He can get up out of his seat, stand on his own, and start walking on his own. We don't have that to do anymore.
Mobility
He
has
has
gotten better,
come
guys.
a long way. And with his heart, he just went to the doctor about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they told him that his cholesterol, all of his numbers, were great. At one point, they had told him he was borderline diabetic. So this time when he went back about 2 weeks ago, everything good. His heart is better than it has ever been. This is what they told him. The heart is better, and he's had this heart problem a long time. A long time.
How far back does that heart problem go?
2006.
He said 2006. I think he was in the hospital in 2006. That's when they found out that he had that heart problem. So evidently it was before then, but he found out in 2006.
20 years or more heart damage,
Mm-hmm.
partial paralysis from the stroke, affecting his cognition, his voice, his balance, his mobility. 2 weeks on Mito, you notice it started to turn around. How is he doing today? When you look at him today versus how he was then, he couldn't do all those things. How does he look to you now?
He's looking so much better. I mean, it's like night and day. Now he go outside 2 or 3 times a day, walking outside by himself. He'll walk down the street with his, he has a cane now, but he's walking down the street with the cane, and he's come back home, come on back in, and he's doing all this by himself. Open the screen door, step down the step, and go on out and walk. I'm telling you, just it's so much better, so much. I mean, before it was everything. Like I say, everything I had to do, but now I don't have to do it. I don't have to do all that. So it's just a blessing.
A lot of
So
improvements
Lindsay,
after
how does
getting
it
on
feel,
Mito.
Lindsay, for you to have that kind of freedom for the first time in years?
Yeah, it feels good. It's great.
Mhm.
I do so much better now.
We look forward to you doing
Yes.
even better. Thank you both for
Yeah.
sharing that.
Yeah.
That was awesome. He had a whole
Okay,
lot of
so,
improvements from his strokes,
No, we
etc.
didn't cure heart failure. What we did was regrow mitochondria so his body can fix him and make that progress you heard him talk about, which, by the way, continues. All right, that
We
is
growed it with
the
this.
difference. That's it.
Mhm.
The real breakthrough was Devin figuring out how to do that when nobody else had. Okay, everybody else just has to take it and give it time to do what it does. Okay. All right. Now, we talked about one that was biased towards high blood pressure. Let's talk about high blood sugar. And I played Steve Lowe before in other circumstances. It fits perfectly here. So Steve Lowe was a classic diabetic, double-digit A1C, fasting glucose like 350. I asked Dr. Dan what did that mean? He said had one word for it: deadly. He had his heart was measured at 25. And then when they measure your heart, they have something called ejection fraction. And every time your heart beats, it should pump out between 50 and 70% of the blood that's in it if it's normal. If it's below that, then you got heart failure. If you're between 20 and 30, they give you 5 years to live. And that is exactly where Steve was. That's why you hear him say right at the beginning. I'm talking to Steve Lowe. Tell me your health insurance work.
Congestion, heart, diabetes, and kidney failure. I was
Okay, did I hear you say that you were dying? Is that what you said?
That's what they told me. They try about 5 years to live.
Okay. Tell me what changed, Steve, since you began using Mito.
Everything. So my numbers on my AC1s went from 10.1 down to 6.5 right away after 120 days of it. My kidneys started not making so much either kidney, and I told I had congestion heart failure. And when I went back into that, they said I'm back to normal now.
Tell me again what your A1C was. What was it before? What was it after?
It was 10.1.
Mm-hmm.
And I was real sick, and then I went down to 6.5 in 120 days.
120 days. Awesome. Now, what was the next thing that changed?
Well, my kidneys started working better. I could tell that, and they were feeling better.
Do you know what your kidneys numbers were before?
Yeah, they were like 25. I'm like,
Okay.
way too high.
So your kidney function was down to 25.
Yeah.
What was it after?
It's up in the 40s, they said. Now it's going up.
Awesome. Okay. So, all right, now, what was the next thing that changed, Steve?
when the cardiologist called me, wanted to know what I was doing. Cause
Okay.
my
What-
blasting rate went from 25 to 50.
Over what period of time did that happen?
I remember Kevin's team, he told me I had to stay on it for at least 120 days, let that blood interact and get right. And well, he's right. Well, that time,
Okay.
you know, it worked.
All right, King Kevin. Let's go back to the diabetes now. What type of diabetes did you have?
Well, I started out with type 2, and then they switched me to type 1. Then I had to start taking shots 3 times a day. I didn't like. And they were quite wicked, what it did to my body. My body did not like it. And
Okay.
now I don't, now actually I've quit doing Lantus along with fasting because if I do it, I wake up with sugar lows at 3, 4 in the morning. And then last week the EMTs had to come because I was so low. They thought I was going into a coma and I was really sick from it. So I just found out that, getting that mitochondria up and running, the body straightens itself out, homeostasis wise, and gets everything working right. The kidneys, the heart, the liver, the thyroid.
Now, you take your fasting glucose morning.
I've got a Dextron so it tells me all day long what it does. It's one of them electronic devices.
Yeah.
I can look at it 100 times a day, but I'll poke my finger and it'll tell me.
Okay, what does it tend to be in the morning?
Lately, since I've been on the more, I go about 115.
Okay, and it was what before?
350.
350?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's a
350
life
down to 115.
Oh, I know.
It's a major
And,
change.
boy, you can feel it in your body. I mean, it's just not a good feeling.
Okay. Okay, let me talk to the relatively new people who have not been on very many of these calls. We don't have this condition-specific approach here, right? I like to say we don't do conditions, we do mitochondria.
Mm-hmm.
It's critically important in situations like this where he has all the systemic damage from rampant inflammation. He had heart failure, he had kidney failure. And if you would have listened to part 3 of it, you hear him talk about how his sense of taste changed. His smell was more acute, sense of smell. His vision got better. He lost weight. His mental acuity. Why is that when we only have one set of products? Why didn't we have half a dozen, right? We didn't need it. If you, in fact, really regrow your mitochondria, not talk about it, not run ads about it, not hype people about it, but if you can really do it, then that's what your body is able to do, okay? Manage that inflammation better, right? It's what your body can do when you nourish it properly. Regrow those mitochondria, right? Lower your risk of worse consequences like cancer, for example. He is with diabetes, insulin standing insistence is that much longer. Some of you on this call right now are just like that, right? That insulin is also a growth hormone. Guess what it does in the presence of that inflammation? It encourages cancer to grow too. Okay? So reverse all that thing, all that process. Rebuild mitochondria. Now you got more energy producing capacity, taking the extra blood sugar out, managing the metabolism of fats and everything better, okay? And you just got a whole healthier situation all the way around. I don't know any other way you can arrive at that result. Certainly, the medication he was on wasn't going to get him there, okay? That's why his doctor was so shocked and surprised. Now,
Y'all hear that? The doctors
I
were
want
so
you to
shocked
listen to
with
Diane
his
Houser in a
progress.
minute, because this is closer to where you are. You go to the doctor, you get your checkup, and they kind of watch these physicians and say, I got to watch it. But you've got an underlying inflammatory condition that you might have acquired sometime before. It's not fully resolved. You don't feel this. That's why they say things like high blood pressure is a silent killer, because you don't feel that damage.
Mm-hmm.
But when you restore your mitochondria and allow your body to repair it, it is measurable. It is absolutely measurable.
This is how you restore it.
Well, let's listen to Diane and see what her doctor measures hers as.
Restore your
I'm speaking with
mitochondria
Diane
to
Housen
more
and
mitochondria.
Evelyn Wentworth. Diane, I got a recent text from you, and I'll just read the last couple lines of it. It says, thanks to my 2.5 years on Restore twice a day, my doctor could not believe that my blood work showed no inflammation in my body. He's now taking Restore. Okay. So give me the backstory on that.
Okay. About 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I went to him, Dr. Robles, and he's sort of an alternative doctor, medical doctor. And he has these amazing tests to test the cardiovascular system. And then he does extensive blood tests to test your hormones and your inflammation and thyroid and everything. The first test before I started taking more Midol was not very good. And he was showing, that my cardiovascular system was pretty bad. And
Before she got on this.
I had gone there for my bad knee. And so he always takes this cardiovascular test on everybody too. So I didn't go there for a couple of years because my knee was pretty good. After I started taking the more Midol, his procedure works fairly good. But my knee still hurts. So I started taking the more Midol Restore, and after it took about 6 or 8 months, and all of a sudden I noticed, I don't have any pain in my knee anymore, and my knee feels really good, feels perfect. The more Midol really fixed it thoroughly. So anyway, after 2.5 years, I went back to him because I picked up the end of my couch, and I ruptured a disc in my back. So then he did that test again, that cardiovascular test again, and he said, wow, what are you doing? I said, why? He says, because your cardiovascular system has improved greatly. And so I took out my Restore and I showed him, and he looked at the ingredients and he was amazed. So he's also working on, works on people's hormones. So he gave me an extensive blood test. And in the meantime, he liked the ingredients and everything on the more Midol. He thought it was wonderful. Anyway, so he said, look at your inflammation. He said, you don't have any inflammation in your body. I said, well, you know what that's from? He says, you're more Midol, I guess, huh? And I said, yeah. And I said, well, I guess you better start taking it. He said, yeah, I guess I better. So he started taking it.
So did y'all hear that?
Anyway,
now her doctor takes the product.
The rest of my blood tests, my cholesterol is the lowest it's ever been for probably 20 years. Anyway, everything else was pretty good.
I was about to ask you what else had changed. So the cholesterol was better. You're probably feeling pretty good. Can you tell a difference in how you felt before versus now?
Oh, absolutely. Tremendously feel much better. I feel much younger and more energy and more ambitious.
So more ambitious. That sounds like emotional intelligence is higher.
Yeah. Overall, everything is a lot better. And I was really happy about the inflammation because that pretty much controls everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it influences everything for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Was that not
Okay.
awesome?
Besides,
her
you
doctor
would like
seeing her
to get better
results. Now her
checkups
doctor's taking the
next time
product.
you go to your doctor. Okay. And if your decision is in the affirmative, yes, you do. And consider what you've been hearing tonight. Okay. That it actually is possible to give your body the means nutritionally, right? For it to fix itself so amazingly that your doctors are amazed, and in some cases, they want to join you. Okay? How cool is that? Dale, I think that's pretty cool. What do you think?
That's awesome.
Well, Dale was muted. He's thinking slow tonight.
No, I'm here. I'm astounded. I'm shocked into silence. It is great. When we win over a doctor, that's right. You win over a doctor, you've done something. Yeah. That is astounding.
That's awesome.
Now, I want to come back. I want to come back to this. What you can do about it.
Somebody says, I'm 41, had a stroke on the 12th. The motor sensory in the right hand is off. A friend told him about this product, and they said thanks for allowing me to participate. That is awesome. As y'all can see, we get all type of
In December,
testimonials.
I started really digging into diet and how it could affect things. And you pair this up with the fact that when you use our technology, it activates a lot of the same pathways that exercise does. So it's like exercise in the body, right? It also mimics fasting, right? When you fast, your body kind of cleans house. It's called mitophagy and autophagy, where your cells and your mitochondria, you can dispose of weak ones and make strong ones, that kind of thing. Does that? But if you will exercise, something like Dr. Dan was talking about earlier, and you will eat in a anti-inflammatory way, because what's been happening with the processed foods, all that, us responding to all that advertising we've been bombarded with, our lifestyle and that kind of thing, we just have this ongoing inflammation, and in our diet, and it creates a kind of a fertile ground for diseases and conditions to start. So if you check that out, scientists study 83 foods and spices, and we were looking at this. What can you do to repair blood vessels, increase blood flow, clean out cholesterol, things like that, which is part of our topic tonight, right? What can you do to do that? And they found all these things, and they found if you put them in oatmeal in a particular way, right, that it will perform much better than the stuff you buy from the health food store. And you got some of this stuff in the kitchen already. So check that out. It's on a new section under people health products. You navigate to the back office, you'll see where it says share more medical info. You choose people, and then there's a new category for recipes and diet tips. We got Dr. Joy's recipes in there. We've got that magic oatmeal in there. Dr. Joy did some nitric oxide beet smoothies, great for blood pressure. Beet pear slaw recipe you wanted is back there waiting on you. The whole magic oatmeal thing. And what I've given you in the magic oatmeal is the doctors, the MDs, right, who did these studies and are presenting this to you, explaining how and why you put this together. Okay, so please check that out if you share this concern, because if you will do your part with respect to exercise and diet, in addition to using our technology to regrow your mitochondria, then you've got the best of all worlds, right? You ate your way into these issues. We want to help you eat your way out while we help you with your mitochondria. Okay, now let me kind of summarize what you got here. Maybe you came late, maybe you need to hear it again. We got a different approach over here at More Mind, okay? What we want to do is, once again, is regrow that mitochondria so your body can repair you in these ways it couldn't do before. Dr. Elliott had to create a new technology to get that done. It reorganized the molecules of all our ingredients on our products that I'll talk about in a minute. So they actually can do that. They actually start to restore, start to, like I said earlier, mimic exercise, mimic fasting, do all these kind of healthy things for you. And on top of that, make you more emotionally intelligent, so you want to do that exercise, you want to eat better. That's such an amazing thing we didn't anticipate. All right, does all of that. And he put this technology in 3 products. 4 if we count the one for PIS. First one's called Restore, and Restore is an oil-based product. It's got olive oil and black seed oil at its base. These are the best we can find in the world. You can't find this quality typically at your local grocery store. There's 44 ingredients added to that all together. Why we need 44? Because we want to touch every organ system you have. Your different organ systems have specific nutritional needs we want to respond to. Your gut, for example, the things that are for your gut, for your brain, for your heart, for your liver, you name it. And there are ingredients in that formulation that help you benefit. Part of those are regrowing mitochondria. Again, the rest are dealing with all these organ systems. Then there is Renew Brain and Body. It's a oil-based product. Water-soluble product. Why? Capsule. Because we can't get all the things we need to regrow your mitochondria in an oil form. We need some of them that come from water extractions. We have that. Then there's that topical gel or cream called Rejuvenate. And it's amazing stuff. You can mix some of the ingredients. So you can take those 44 ingredients you got in the store, put some of it, maybe a teaspoon or more, into the jar of Rejuvenate, shake it up, and apply it. Now you've got all of them being carried through the skin because Rejuvenate is designed to be transdermal and carry nutrition through the skin, right? And it can affect things that have to do with your skin, bump, scratch, mole. You got a scar you have for a decade or two, you getting tired of it, want it to go away. Just repeatedly put this stuff on and watch it fade, okay? Do that. And basically anything that affects your hair, scalp, skin, head to toe, face to feet, right? But it also penetrates to the bone. So if you've got those achy issues, kind of hurting in your joints and whatnot, giving your body the nutrition it needs to manage the inflammation, which is going to help you get rid of that pain, boy, this could become a godsend for you. So highly recommend it. We put them together in bundles. Dale brought that concept with him from Procter & Gamble because we want you to be able to get all these products. Somebody just called me asking, which one do you use? I'm going to give you the answer right now. All of them. That's why we put them in a bundle. You need all these different ways to bring back your mitochondria. And then we save you money on top of that. Okay? So that's and with that, Dale Bonet with the commercial.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody, you get these incredible products at moremito.com, moremito.com, then a / type in your username and hit enter. You're going to be at your website. Now, you know it's your site because your name is at the top of the page. So is your phone number, so is your email, even your WhatsApp number if you put that in. And that's where you send people after you initially tell them what you've heard, what you've experienced, what you've learned on these phone calls. That's where you send them to learn more. They can read about the ingredients. They can read the whole list of ingredients. They can read about XDS technology, why it does what it does, when best to use the products, and how to use them. But most important, and you know what, they can also listen to a selection of testimonials. But I was about to say, most important, they purchase from you. They can't buy from the company. They buy from you on your website. And, you know, there's one more additional thing they can do. They can join you. Top right of your website is the word join. Look, we've created a one-of-a-kind product line. There's nothing like what these products can do. There's no competition. It's not, should I use more Mito or this other stuff? There is no other stuff that does what we do. Well, guess what? We've created a one-of-a-kind company to support it. There's no cost to join More Mito. We don't charge you to tell other people about us. We think that's nuts and not even ethical. We don't pay you to be here monthly. That website I just described, that's free. We don't charge you for that. And we don't force you to be on auto ship. We don't force you to, there's no purpose to buy a bunch of product to move up the ladder. We don't do things that way. And we just work on logic and good practices. Look, we hope you decide to participate in our compensation plan because it's unique as well. We don't pay once a month or once a week or even once a day. Once you're a verified member with us, that means we've checked your email and your phone to make sure you're legitimate. You're going to get paid every time somebody makes a purchase. That money shows up in your back office one of two ways, and you take it and use it right away. If you join us as a referring customer, then you get MitoCash. It's internal money. Use it to buy your product. Use it to pay your shipping and your taxes. Use it to send to other people to help them out. And if you're outside the U.S., it's a tremendous way to buy products without a need to worry about currency exchange rates. So MitoCash is wonderful, but you can upgrade also. No charge for that. You can upgrade to a paid rep. Now you're getting cash. Send it through the ACH system to your bank. We've got a unique ACH, extremely powerful through Stripe connectivity. You can send money to a bank outside the U.S. Nobody lets you do that. You can do it here. You can also send it to your PayPal account, to your Venmo card. Look, we think it's important to know that once you've told somebody and they start a health journey, we reward you for doing that. You are our advertising. You're the way our message gets out. So stop and think about this. We've created a one-of-a-kind product line. Nothing does what the More Mito line does. Multiple things for each person. We created a one-of-a-kind company to support it. In addition to everything we provide to you, all the tools you need, and by tools, listen, go in, check with your mentor, go into the back office, look at the new marketing tool we gave you. It is astounding. Send testimonials, send this call as a replay. Send it to people, and you'll know when they view it and how much of it they view. We've given you control like you've never had before, and we've got a support staff to help you. Call the number at the bottom of your website. The bottom right is a phone number. It's answered 6 days a week. If you call and don't get a human, they're all talking to people. Leave a message. We call you back. Nobody does that in this day and age. So again, a one-of-a-kind product. Nothing else is like it. You're unique in the marketplace. A one-of-a-kind company to support you. We've done everything we can do. There's one thing we can't do. We can't tell the people you know and you interact with about these products. That's up to you. So let them know it's here. You don't need to force them into a yes or grab them in a headlock and take their head to the table. Just tell them it's here. And their health lives and the people they love can have a better living situation if they utilize these products. We're going to change their bank books too. So, Roger, if I left anything out, let me know. I'm going to turn this back to you.
That customer service number is 509-593-3300. It's 509-593-3300.
You'll be able to, but you won't have to.
Yeah, no headlocks required. Okay. Yeah,
that's right.
There are two opportunities here. The first one, as Dale was saying, is pretty straightforward. Give the technology a try. Put it together with your DNA. Find out how what we've been talking about applies to you. Okay, and then hopefully come back and share your stories like you've heard others do. Maybe you've got a particular health concern, or maybe you just want to be as healthy as you can possibly be. Either way, restoring your mitochondria, we are confident can have a major role in that. The other thing is, more people need to hear what you've been hearing. We've got very special technology that the world needs to hear about. And maybe you just want to participate with us compensation-wise because you want to make your product more affordable, or you want to be able to buy more product from your friends. I had a young man call me today. I had gone to the Lowe's to get some flooring and whatnot, and he was amazed that I was so relaxed when all kinds of stuff was going on and would have annoyed the average customer. I wasn't, because emotional intelligence, right? He called me back tonight, Dale. His father, he's from the Caribbean, his father got cancer now. He wants to know how we can help.
Oh, my God.
Right, so there's people like that everywhere in your family and folks that you meet. They just need to know about this technology. That's why it's so important for to create this risk-free opportunity, compensate you like no one else has, right? And give you an opportunity to address some issues that you may have. Like I said, maybe you want to just pay for your product or help a few people, or maybe you got a bill or two you want to pay, or maybe you want to become cash flow independent. What better way to do it than to help people where you've been hearing us talk about people on this call who got help, okay? In any case, if any of that appeals to you, by all means, affiliate with us. Let's see what we can do together, okay? We got a mission here. All right, so star five on your phone. We're gonna get to these. We're gonna get to these hands now. If you got your hand up, we'll be with you.
And I want to say thanks to everybody that's continuing to watch. Looks like Facebook Live is pretty clear, but my other two platforms, for some reason, we're having a few technical issues. So those of y'all that are staying on and watching, or if you're just listening to it because it's not as clear as it known, and we really appreciate that. We know that you're serious about your health.
Any medical, any health or nutrition question, this is the chance you can have it answered by our experts. And some tremendous things are learned during these sessions. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so how about Cornwall Osborne in Florida?
All right. Cornwall, I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Rosalind Hill,
Okay.
and I'm from Florida. Well, I've spoken before about my mom who was admitted for low sodium for her heart. And during that time, I was introduced to your product by my aunt, and she keep encouraging me that she heard a lot about it and to keep using it on my mom, knowing that she was not able to take the capsules because of her health, but I could rub the cream, the ointment on her, which I did continuously. And the after result, my mom is doing wonderful. After 2 months of being admitted, she had heart failure during a visit there, and she was intubated. She came out of that, and she is like a little energizer bunny, and she was just on her feet almost like 2 weeks later after being home. But anyway, my question today though, I've used the product myself. I've used it for headaches on my granddaughter. It helps her. She has little constipation issues. It helped her. It helps my mom. It helped me. If you have mucus issues on the lungs, sinus issues, I find that it helped. It helped in so many ways. But my question today, my daughter-in-law has a daughter, a little 6-year-old daughter who suffers with seizures. So she is very scared to use the product because so far she's not confident that there's research being done on how to use it safely on children. That's what she says. So what do you have to say about that?
We have helped lots and lots of children, with
I've used
all
it
kinds
on
of
all of my
conditions.
grandchildren. I
Regard
have 7
mitochondria,
grandchildren.
contrary to what we might have thought, really does benefit children. The children have a lot of mitochondria, but for some reason, this technology works in a way that helps them improve their health. And specifically, as far as seizures is concerned, we have had people report that, well, I think there was a lady who she would have seizures almost every day when she came to us. And after being on a technology, regrowing the mitochondria and whatnot, those seizures have become few and far between. So there's every reason, in my view, to encourage someone to give it a try who has that concern.
Remember, this is a food. This is not a
So
medication.
she has
These
no
are all natural
reason
products.
to fear that there is going to be any issues developing or from her daughter taking meds or anything that should.
I mean, none that we're aware of. I mean, it's always possible that someone might be allergic to an ingredient we have in there. There's no accounting for something like that, but there's no, standard reason for them not to. I was searching up seizures. I'm looking at 3 people right now who had seizures that I've interviewed that got good results. That's all we can do. We can say, here's what other people with similar situation regrowing the mitochondrial experience. You just got to try it and see, how it works for you. But it's been pretty consistent so far.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Because her fear is that her daughter may have a seizure attack, because of taking it.
Yeah, well, there's nothing in it that provokes seizures. I mean, this is actually food. There's some, it has some high-tech process applied to it for a couple of months, to make it get in your cells and into your mitochondria better. But basically, it's food. So,
it is food.
It's so safe. I call it a high-tech salad dressing.
Okay, wonderful. I like that.
I've given it to my grandkids as young as 3 and a
I
couple of weeks old.
personally love the
Actually,
product,
Casey might
and
have
I'm
been
speaking
just a
about
week
it.
old when I gave it to him.
He was
like
gassy. I said before, every home should have this in their medicine cabinet. It's good for every single thing that I can think of. Just experiment with it and see what it does and have your own testimonial. That's all I'm telling people.
It should be
Yeah,
in
that's
every
wonderful.
household.
Fantastic.
Yes, she's
Yep.
correct.
Well,
Yes.
thank you for sharing that,
Yes.
Rosalind. I really appreciate it.
Hmm.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We got an unknown
All right.
caller in San Francisco. I wonder if that's Biat coming through San Francisco from you.
It sure could be. Unknown
Hello,
caller, I have unmuted you. Hello,
Pete
Pete.
from England. Hello, Pete from England. Hello. I got two questions, two things.
Okay.
One
Yeah, he is from
uh,
England.
my bunion hurt me on the left foot, and I put yet again rejuvenate on my neck, and it's really working well. It's like when I had toothache, and it went when I had headache. It
Mhm.
went,
Yeah.
and so somebody suggested there's something called the vagus nerve, which goes through the whole body, which controls our health. Is that true? Vagus nerve?
Hmm.
Yeah, it goes all the way through down into your gut and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. Secondly, is yesterday I had my blood pressure tested again. I haven't got a machine yet, and it came in 115/67. And the lady said at the shop it's a bit low, 67. So she said, "We'll do it for the next 3 weeks, checking it out what it is, because the doctor said I can stop the tablets. I don't need any more blood pressure tablets." She said, but
Yeah.
Y'all hear that? Doctor says he doesn't need
Yeah, once
any
you
more
buy
blood
yourself
pressure
yourself
medicine.
and start managing that
Awesome.
blood pressure, yeah, your doctor's well advised to, back off on the medication.
Mhm.
You know.
Because he
My
got
blood
on the
pressure
product,
for the
y'all.
last
Built
couple
that
of days had been
mitochondria
about
up.
100/60,
Mhm.
8 or 9, for example. I mean, that's hibiscus tea and oatmeal and doing all this stuff is just give me some amazing cardiovascular health. So yeah, this works.
actually, the reason I am on here is because of Shirley from Texas. She's an amazing lady.
There she is.
Yes, he is.
All right.
She's originally
Thank you,
from
Deanna.
England.
Yeah.
He's from England. She's originally from England. Miss
In
Shirley
so
is.
many ways. Thank you. And I'm going to do a 10-kilometer, 6-mile run for a charity as well at my age.
All right.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, he
In a
mentioned that
month's
he
time.
had used
All
it
right, thank
for a
you.
toothache as
Thank
well.
you for that.
So yesterday I got up and my tooth was bothering me some. So of course I've been putting the Rejuvenate, which has some of the Restore Oil mixed in it, on my tooth. I also started experiencing the night before. All of a sudden, my shoulder was bothering me. I think I moved something I shouldn't have been moving, and so I woke in quite a bit of pain yesterday, and so I used the Rejuvenate, which has the Restore Oil mixed in it. I used it probably about 6, 7 times yesterday. Even had a friend that rubbed it on as well. And the main pain is gone. So when I move it, I don't feel it unless I move it. When I move it, I feel just a little bit right off in here. Y'all, it's awesome.
Medical complications, and I know that my energy was lowest, but it's getting better now since I started using the product 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, great to hear that.
Help
So,
energy.
Another improvement within 2 weeks of using the products, God.
But
All
once
natural.
everything improves because I'm, monitoring my changes.
Yeah. Our energy production mechanisms have been degraded or broken. Okay. And the formulation is addressing that, making your mitochondria more efficient, making oxygen utilization more efficient, making your body more flexible as the way it uses food, right? Getting, for example, your fat metabolism. That's why a lot of people lose weight, is because they're able to burn more fat, do it more efficiently than they did before. So,
I have to know that. Just doing was in the house, my energy would get so low that I would have to sit down. But it's getting a little better now, even when I walk. I noticed today when I was out, and I was walking, I was noticing that my energy is improving a lot. I don't get out of breath so much. But I'm doing some things that I know I need to stop doing also. I got to get out more and exercise more. There's a few things I know I need to change. So slowly I will, but I'm noticing by me taking the product, it has made a difference without me doing a lot of extra stuff that I need to do. So let's share that.
Thank you, Pauline. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Dr. Joy,
Hello.
go ahead, Dr. Joy.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. So are we talking about the magical oatmeal, that magical oatmeal for the past 2 days, and the testimonies and the response from people are just out of this world. They said they haven't eaten, but I tell you about the magical hibiscus tea. And blood. And so now, how could we not be concerned when Roger Hill himself have that 100 over 69 high blood pressure? I know you're jealous of that. So you've got to start your day with that magical hibiscus tea. And here's how you can do it, okay? You're going to make
Now,
this tea,
write it
and
down
you're going to make it
or type it in your
just like
computers.
you would make a cup of coffee where it's got some of that gourmet creamer. It at least seems like that's what you have. But so I'm going to give you the ingredients. I'm going to give you some good.
It's also going to be in your back office
information
if you
about
already
a
have
few
your
of
free
those
customer
ingredients.
website.
And so you're going to steep your hibiscus flowers in water, about, let's say, enough for a pint or up to a quart. Okay, 3 tablespoons of the flowers. And you're going to let them steep for 5 minutes. You're not going to let them boil because that makes it bitter, okay? And then you're going to add some coconut oil right on the top. And then on top of that oil, we're going to put in all the magical stuff. Like on top of that coconut oil, we're going to put in maybe an inch of fresh, fine grated ginger, or a teaspoon of the powder ginger. 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, and we'll tell you about that in a sec. 1/2 teaspoon of the turmeric powder with a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper so you can digest it well, and some collagen powder and bone broth, and please, just a little honey to bring the taste just perfect, right? Now, and you get that, let that just sit right there, stir it in, and you can strain it. If you did use the grated ginger, and you're going to have the best tea of your life. You're going to actually fall in love with something that's healthy. And so then let's look at what is the hibiscus doing. The hibiscus is lowering the top number, which is your systolic, which comes from food. You're eating the wrong foods. So the hibiscus is going to lower that, okay? But so then the bottom number to your blood pressure is your diastolic. That's coming from stress. And so that hibiscus is going to improve your cholesterol, lessen by reducing the bad cholesterol, and it's going to support your good cholesterol. That's what the hibiscus itself does for your cholesterol. Now the cinnamon, the Ceylon cinnamon, it's going to help build the walls of your capillaries strong so you don't have things like aneurysms happening to you. Increase your circulation, reduce the blood pressure, and that's going to help with that pressure that be in your eyes as well. Ginger lowers cholesterol, it lowers high blood pressure, and it won't let your blood form clots, lessen those racing heartbeats, times that you're having those strokes, heart attacks, and you can always grate a little bit of ginger on your food. It just heightens the flavor, enhance that. So some exercise is critical for building your mitochondria. So that's why we put in that little collagen, and that makes your hibiscus tea creamy. So, but now you're out walking And guess what? The knees aren't bothering you anymore. Okay? And so, hey, and that bone broth is going to help with those knees as well. Get out there, get moving. That's what it's all about. And enjoy a wonderful cup of hibiscus tea while you're getting your heart and that whole cardiovascular system in shape. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dr. Joyce. How I start my day. Hibiscus tea in the morning.
Remember, if you already have your free customer
after the fast,
website,
right? My morning starts about one meal.
ingredients for the tea,
11 o'clock.
for the magic oatmeal, all of that will be in your back office.
Okay.
Isn't that awesome?
All right, about Carol Williams. Carol Williams in Nevada.
And also for the eye salad.
All right, Carol, I have unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hello, Roger.
Carol.
Hey, Carol.
Hi. Well, I was recently in the hospital. Even though I have not been to a primary care doctor or had any kind of medical attention for about 20 years, I did have a lot of tests. I had a urinary tract infection, a very serious one. In fact, it took 2 of the hospital pain formulas to even begin to touch the kind of pain I was in. I tell people it was like having a baby, only there was no baby. It was a very serious, ferocious urinary tract infection. But it gave me an opportunity because I was in the hospital and they put me through a whole big, long series of tests. The kind of tests that would have told whether my blood pressure was wrong, blood sugar was wrong, heart, blood, everything. They put me through so many tests. If they would have had anything to find out, I had a daughter sitting there in the same room who was analyzing, looking at all the stats that were coming up on her monitor. There was a ceiling monitor, evidently. I didn't see it, but she did. And if there would have been anything wrong that they could have found, they would have been hollering, like banshees. And my daughter would have been diagnosing me because she was sitting there like a vulture to diagnose me with anything the whole time I was there in her apartment. So what I have to say is, even though I was diagnosed by a medical doctor in my early 70s, I'm now in my late 80s. I'm 3 years from being 90.
87.
I have had the kind of condition that they would have sent me to chemotherapy instantly. I have spent the last 10 or so years maintaining a very average lifestyle, sometimes much better than average because I've been out walking and jogging along the highway. I don't walk with a cane or a walker. I can carry a whole load full of stuff in my arms and not have to hang on to any wall or any chair to get me across the room. So I'm walking without a cane, without a walker, and this is my birthday month. I just turned 87. So what I'm here to say is that the kind of lumps that I have in my back, in my lower back, in my middle spine, in my entire upper region of my body,
I'm answer your question shortly.
the kind of lumps that I have should have been acknowledged and paid attention to when they put me through all those tests. But I have been sipping the oil. I have gone through a couple of bottles of the oil, enough so that it negated anything that was going on there. I don't know how else to describe it. But so I don't have a doctor's report that I can tell you, but I have been in a hospital where they put me through so many tests that when I told Frank what they did, he he said, well, that's your Restore. That's your cream, and that you've been using topically all over my breast tissue, all over my lower back. Now, I did just have a chance to go to my great grandbaby's 6th birthday party. I was from early morning till late at night, and I took 2 of the Renew capsules, which gave me that kind of energy, along with having had enough of the Restore and the formula in me for quite so many months now. I wasn't supposed to ever hear about this product. You know why, Roger. Dale knows why. I wasn't supposed to ever hear, but something changed. I was meant to hear about this product because it has saved my life. I know that at this moment, at this time, with what's going on in the lumps all over my whole body, from my early 70s until now, I have maintained an amazing lifestyle, and it's because of Mormito.
Well, thank you for sharing that Carol. Amazing story. Got your vision working, all those good things happening. By all means, keep letting us know the good stuff. You're 87 going on 90.
Okay, so the question was asked, is it recommended to continue to take any prescriptions that doctors prescribe? Okay, we would never tell you not to take any medication that's prescribed by the doctor. Your doctor makes that decision, or you make the decision, right? I've had to make some of those decisions, but we're not going to tell you don't take your medication. Again, a lot of times I heard on the call, doctors saw that your health changed, and like the person with the high blood pressure, and they took them off the medication. We've had several people that have come off the medication. I was on 18 to 20 different medications. I'm not on any anymore. I don't go to my cardiologist. I don't go to my oncologist and so on anymore. So you either go to your doctor or you make the decision, but we won't make that decision for you. But we'll tell you to make sure you stay on our products, the Mormito products. Take your whole bundle and continue building your mitochondria up. Okay. Great question.
Deb in Southfield, Michigan, the caller ID says.
All right, little Deb, I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hello from Michigan. Thank you for taking my call. I wanted to give you an update with Grandma Jean. She is doing better. She's back to walking. We're wanting to improve her short-term memory. She's eating well. She's going to physical therapy, and that's from when she fell and broke her humerus and had to have surgery and pins put, screws in her shoulder arm area at 88 years young.
Wow.
So, yeah, she's got a lot of get up and go. What can we do to help her with the short-term memory? She takes all 3 of the products in the brain and bundle. Brain and body bundle.
Yeah. You can always certainly take more, but we're talking about the food side of this tonight as well. Okay, look at her diet.
Okay.
I would get that Magical Hibiscus tea and put her on that regimen. That it does amazing things for inflammation, improving circulation, and all of that everywhere. Along with it. Together, they're going to just work better. Our technology, we grow in the mitochondria, but it's like you're giving us more to work with, right? Given that we restore that mitochondria, if you will change that diet also.
And the brain and body pill, is she supposed to take 1 of those or 2 of those a day?
2 a day is a regular
dosage.
2
a day, 1 early, 1 late, but you can take more of that, okay? I took 6 today, all right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't feel...
won't be able to afford the insurance that my husband's company has for us. I'd have to pay for my own, and the brain and body bundle for me would be so much cheaper than getting the
insurance.
insurance.
Isn't that
The
something?
insurance would be like, I don't know, 12 times what we pay for
Products.
the brain and body bundle. And
Yeah.
I've been treating my thyroid, and I've had trouble sleeping, waking up after a couple hours and going back to sleep. So brain and body and all the products in that, because I've been having her mind to get her better first. But brain and body bundle also helped me with it too.
Help me with
You know,
sleeping.
it's your body taking it and doing what it figures out to do.
Yeah.
And it's a little
Right.
different from one person to another. I couldn't take my Restore Late, for example.
I can take
I'd have
Restore
more
Late.
energy
So
going
everybody's
back to
body's
sleep. I had to
different.
move mine
I
early,
can
so
take the Restore
you
right before I go to
make
bed. I have no
adjustments
problems
if
going to
you
sleep.
need to.
As y'all see, the CEO,
And,
Mr. Roger Hill,
Okay.
says he can't take
We'll
it
do a
because
call
it'll keep
pretty
him up.
soon on and include sleep as a topic, but basically move it away
Sure.
from you if it's causing any sleep. And make sure you got enough magnesium in your, there's some really good magnesiums out that can help you with that sleep.
Okay.
All the stuff you hear
And I
Dr.
have
Dan talk about. Go ahead.
Okay, and I have a friend's daughter that's having seizures. Can I give her your name and the office number or your
Just give
time?
she can call customer service. Just let them call customer service.
Okay,
And they will,
for her doctor to call and get a call with you.
that can be arranged. I've done it before.
Yeah, she was in a car accident and her daughter now has seizures. So,
Wow.
okay, great. Well, thank you so much for
She needs to
taking
get
my
on the
call. I
bundle.
so appreciate it. And come see us in the Mitten State.
I'm back out there. I did a project at the Tank Command in Detroit back in the day.
Yeah.
In my technical career.
Yeah, that's on 8 Mile, I believe, the one you're talking about. Yeah, that's not too far from me.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for everybody. God bless you all, and we really appreciate the service and the products that you provide for all of us.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Thank you, Deb.
God
Thanks for
sent.
joining us. Okay. We got a wireless call out of New York. Number ends in 6521.
All right, wireless caller, I've unmuted you. Give us your name and ask your question. Hello? 6521, wireless caller.
They're not paying
I don't
attention.
think they're there, Roger.
Let's go get Antonia calling from Georgia.
All right,
Alpharetta,
Antonia, I have
Alpharetta.
unmuted you. Go ahead. Antonia in Alpharetta, Georgia.
Might need to unmute. All right, well,
We don't have her.
I guess that means we're going to try Esmeralda in that case.
All right, Esmeralda, I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hi there. Good evening, my Momado family. Many blessings. Okay, so I got like 3 questions for 3 different people. The first one is a grandmother, late 80s. She has atrophy. She has 3 years of bedridden. I think they've cut part of her leg or something off. I'm not exactly sure. So they're feeling like it's her age. It's been 3 years of this situation, so they're feeling like they're kind of giving up. You know that I'm not one to give
You should
up
never
until
give
the Lord
up.
takes you. So that's my first question. You want me to say the other 2, or just wait till you answer
Keep
that?
going. Keep going.
Okay, the second one is I have a young lady that she's had seizures. I don't know the frequency of the seizures, but she started on the Mormido, 1 bundle, and she's saying that she's feeling like poor sleep, body aches, brain fog, and she did take either 1 or 2 of the COVID shots. I feel that this is detoxification, so she's slowed down a little bit, but she hasn't ordered any more. So that one. The third one is a gentleman, athletic, a trainer, and he's having problems with his pancreas, which I didn't find that in the mobile app. So if it's something there, then you can tell me. So those are 3.
Okay, let's put the first 2 together. and this is where I get to give the same answer to everything. So
I know.
you were listening to the earlier interviews and everything, the lifestyle, the poor eating, and this, that, it really damaged our energy producing mechanisms. So your body's not fat cell as well. You're going to get stuff that you could have avoided or not recover as soon as if you did, right? So, and you heard this and all that, or James
Ambrose,
was
80-some
on here
years
on
old.
Saturday.
He's doing great now.
So you're going to get stronger if you will get on this technology and take it and use it. Okay, now, you may need to make an adjustment. We talk to a person, so maybe you need to take more.
Right.
Okay, you might need to do that.
Make sure you take it.
And you also, there's a function of time. You got to stay on it long enough to let your body respond, because our technology is not manipulating it. It's giving you the means to manipulate yourself, your health. So that's how I would put it to them. And we got all these instances where people were really glad they gave it a try and gave it a chance to do that. So that's what I say about that. Pancreas, here again, there's nutrition in there that helps every single organ. Pancreas would be no exception. But the big deal here still is back down to restoring that cellular energy level and providing all those resources up and down the ingredient list to help your body manage that inflammation, because you have this underlying inflammation that's just there. You're waiting for something to come along and it make worse. Okay? But the whole process of restoring mitochondria, addressing Dr. Dan was saying on Saturday, the most critical part of the inflammation is damaged mitochondria, creating free radicals and whatnot that are in and of itself inflammatory when they're not being negated by antioxidants that your body doesn't make as much of when you're older. We're providing the means to bring them back right along with the mitochondria, right? So, bottom line, get on it, stay on it, and stay in touch with us in case, you need to make any adjustments or have any conversation about it. That's what I say.
Get on it and stay on it,
Perfect. I'll
guys.
share this part of the clip with them. Thank you so much.
Remember, it's a food. It's not a medication.
I know you asked
so you can take as much as you
okay,
want
we got
to.
that
The more the merrier.
From we already tried that. Okay, Effie Taylor in Washington, D.C. Is it Effie or Etel?
All right, Estelle, I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, hello. So I got a whole list of things wrong, but my major concern is my heart and I have chronic pain. My ejection fracture is in that 15 to 20% range.
Yeah.
I've had open heart surgery too, but I still, I just still get, winded a little bit, and it's hard for me to, when I do the walk, I take the walk and be about 400, 500 feet, and then I gotta rest and then come back.
Yeah, that's classic for someone who has a heart issue. Now, are you currently on Mito, or are you contemplating it?
No, I'm not on it. I just heard about it from a friend today, so that's why I got on here.
Right. So here's how long were you on the call tonight? Maybe I can look and see. You've been on here 79 minutes. So
I've been on here. I've been in here about.
He just said 79 minutes. You can tell they're looking at the panels, y'all.
You heard the interview I did with the man who has the diabetes and all of that, right?
Yes.
So that's a good example for you. When you start to regrow your mitochondria, it particularly benefits your heart. Why? Because the heart is one of the top 3 organs when it comes to mitochondria, right? They have a lot of what I call mitochondria infrastructure. You have 4,000 or 5,000 mitochondria per cell, in a heart cell when it's healthy, right? And when we stimulate it in the way we do, we can get it back. You were down, you said between 15 and 20. That's where James was on Saturday. We brought him up. He was at 15. Okay, we double it in a short period of time. And same thing about it. At the same time, his body is fixing any kidney issues you got. So there's a really good track record for people using our technology to regrow their mitochondria and then reporting to us that their hearts got fixed.
Mhm.
So that's what I can share with you.
I no longer go to my
Okay.
cardiologist because I got on the products. It's the
Also,
only thing I did different.
I'm one of those people who I'm addicted to sugar, so
Yeah.
that's something I struggle with. You have a suggestion how to?
Okay, yeah, I don't mind you
Yeah,
dialing in
get
because,
this
like I said,
product
we're
and take a
having
lot of
technical
it.
problems
Okay.
this
But what
time.
happens is, and this is not something we anticipated, but for some reason, people who get on this,
Mhm.
their addictions are affected, in a positive way. And it really works well with sugar. I'll give you an idea. Healing would always want to look up on top of the refrigerator and see some frosted flakes. I mean, why would he be living without frosted flakes? Okay, until he gets all that technology, and then it doesn't make sense. All right, or Tawad here in Washington D.C. just speaking about addictions now in general said, "quote No way in hell did I think I was ever going to stop smoking marijuana. Because I'm 71. I've been smoking since I was 16. 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks on it. You didn't have a taste for it anymore.
2 weeks
So
on the
all
product,
these things
y'all.
can change, but the critical issue for you is, you got to get on it. You got to stay on it long enough to give your body time to make these changes and bring you back. Okay? So there you go.
All right. Okay.
So when you're taking drugs and you're drinking, hey, get on a product. It could possibly.
When you join us in the background, we have some really great experts, Dr. Dan, Dr. Joy, and so forth. I'm always doing research every one of these, even though we repeat the topics. I'm doing research all the time, and that oatmeal has the way it's put together, and some of what you already got in your kitchen probably, is a way to really make your whole cardiovascular system much, much healthier. And it's in a very inexpensive way. I eat something anyway. Why not eat something that's going to counter all the inflammation that's been in your body the whole time rather than adding to it? Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, that magic on the health, whoever it is can help you do that, or you can call customer service. And let's start feeding your stuff. We ate ourselves in this as Sonia from Atlanta texted me a few minutes ago. So, and part of it got to be eating your way out. Otherwise,
natural food.
Don't do that. This is my hot tail products as if, if you able to match on and six, or these eating habits, they matter a lot. Okay? I mean, we do miraculous things, restoring mind and everything, but if you can just, take a foot off that brake with the sugar and all that and the bad, what you got to put on the gas with the mitochondria, the whole thing is going to go better. Okay?
All right. Okay. Understood.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right.
Great to have you with us.
Yeah.
Who's
Okay,
next?
how about
Unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hey, Roger, how you doing, sir? Good to hear you.
So, thank you, and good evening to everyone. So, the two testimonies I have all surround the rejuvenate. And the interesting thing was for some reason, I just didn't fully believe rejuvenate. I just felt like, it was just a little bit overhyped. And I don't know, I just wasn't using it correctly. But I believed in Grace's belief. So anyone there, you can always borrow someone's belief until yours are feet. Because I had this dialysis port on my chest, so it made on my feet, and I wasn't really moisturizing my feet, and it kind of got scaly. And so what I did was I started. Grace had me put on my foot, and put a glove on my foot and like a plastic bag, and put a sock on it. And when I tell you, the scaliness, from what I hear, the scaliness has lifted. My feet feel like they are nice and smooth. And also, earlier today, I bought a pet light, and I've been using the pet light in my eyes. And I just got finished rubbing my eyes down with the Rejuvenate and the Restore, and it felt like my eyes started flashing, kind of like it was like cutting a light on and off. So I'm looking at all these as a good things, and like I went to the eye doctor a couple months back, and I didn't have any inflammation in my eyes. My eye parameters were 10 and 11, and that came down from 22 and 23, like the month before. So, and my A1C, I was in double digits A1C when I first started a year ago. I was at an 11. You know, it's been said over and over again, just continue to try it, and, you know, don't get discouraged. I just want to say this to the people listening, Roger, if I could. Don't get discouraged when you hear happening to other people's, but happening to you right away, because Roger said something that I don't know if people caught, and it was real smooth. He said, the technology is addressing the things that you know about, and also the things you don't know about. And it could be the things you don't know about that the technology is addressing, that's delaying the thing that you desire. So the thing is, just don't look at it as the destination. Look at it as the journey, and enjoy all the little hits along the way.
Yeah,
all right. Thank you, sir.
Well, your great journey with your vision. Good seeing you all when I was up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, guys, remember everybody's body is different, so somebody may have a quick response, somebody may have a slow response. It just depends on how your body reacts with the technology.
Go ahead.
Hi, Mama and the family. How's everyone?
Great, buddy.
This is a great call, and I just want to make a small said, as far as our body does heal itself, and you never know what's going on in the body, but this stuff really works, because I was in the hospital a couple of weeks ago. I went about my pressure, and I think I told you about that last couple of weeks ago too. And my pressure, when I went to the back to triage, when they took my pressure, they asked me what I was here for. And I said, I'm here for my pressure is high. And he says, your pressure is better than my pressure. Like, wow. And I just took my pressure tonight. My pressure was 112 over 64. You know?
This is why y'all need the product.
I said, so I can leave now, right? They said, no, you got to see another doctor. So, which I'm glad I did, because when they took my blood work, they took a EKG on me. My heart was great. My liver, my kidneys, and they're seeing like dark spots on my kidneys. All my stuff was good. Everything was great. They want to do a biopsy on my prostate. My prostate is doing fine now. So this stuff is really working. I like I said again. You go for one thing. I heard this about when I first heard it was for my eyes, but and it's gradually that's going to come as well too. But what happens? This mito attacks what really needs it, and that's what's going on with all of us. You know, when you hear something, people saying that it's not working or it's not doing this yet, just be patient and take your time. And as you say, Roger, take all the products.
That's right.
That's what I do.
Oftentimes it's end up working even though you don't know. Because if you're taking it, it's building that mitochondria up.
That's the
Thank you.
Say hi to Shirley.
Sure will. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Shirley.
I sure did.
All right. Reggie Williams, Hot Atlanta, he says.
All right, on fire, Reggie Williams. I've unmuted you. Go ahead, buddy.
Wow, guys, I tell you, what an amazing call, what an amazing journey. And something I wanted to share to kind of parallel the journey side of what the gentleman was talking about in the process of your body healing itself, your body taking the time to address what it needs to address. Well, in the business journey side of what Mito provides, ladies and gentlemen, this is truly, when you assess business, assessing being able to have the answer to a problem is one of the wealthiest things you can can obtain. And so in this journey that we have all embarked on, I want to say this. It's not always going to be easy, but Roger and Dale and Dr. Bonet have made it easier than anything else that I have ever been involved in. And I remember the first 3 months, I started a Zoom that they didn't even know about. And the Zoom had nobody on it. And I mean nobody. I'm talking about just a screen that I was talking to, darkness. And I just kept making believe that people were there. And as great as the almighty Reggie Williams and all the people he know, nobody was on those screens. And I want to encourage you in your time of your challenge to helping a whole lot of people. Don't ever give up. Use the tools
he didn't, and a lot of people
given
started
to you
coming to his
that other
Zooms.
companies would charge you daggone near $199 or $249 a month for. Roger has given this to us for free.
Mm-hmm.
Use the app, folks. Use the mobile marketing system.
Mm-hmm.
I am telling you, it will help your journey so much faster. And the success that you will have will just be that much more. And I want to encourage your journey. Just keep smiling, even when it looks dark. I promise you, with this amazing technology, you will arrive to your platinum status. So with that, I want to turn the call back over to you, Roger.
Anybody that has a free customer website, if you have not downloaded the app, go to your app store, your Play Store, download the More Mito app, and put in your username and password that you use to create your free customer
Let's
website.
try her
And that's
again.
how
I
you
don't
get in
know
the
if
app.
she came through or not. Pauline, I've unmuted you. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I have a question. I think you said something about smoking. I am a baby boomer born in North Carolina. It's the back of country, and it's normal to smoke. So I've been smoking on and off since I was a late teenager, and I stopped sometime and start back. But I have a big addiction to that. It's hard. I can go a day, but I get that urge. So you said you used to smoke, or did I hear you say that?
No, I never smoked.
Someone said
I was talking about addiction.
Somebody said
We've had several people that have smoked, several people that had drank, several people have done hard drugs,
marijuana.
and no longer does
He
any of
smoked
that.
marijuana since he was 16. He was 71 when I was talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I heard about smoking. But okay, I just want to know how long did a person use the product before they kept it off?
Pretty fast. It was pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a matter of...
Really?
We've had people that stopped the same day they started taking it. People that stopped later.
In California,
and
she
so
was addicted to opiates. So she had a car accident, and that's what they prescribed for her. She got addicted to it for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 weeks for her.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You serious? That's heavy duty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, in the max. So,
right.
Remember, they're trying everything else already.
See what it does with your body.
They're trying.
Mm-hmm.
And
get your bundle.
So give it a try, Pauline. Go for it. Take it.
How much should I be? How much Mito should I be taking? I'm taking like 3 drops 2 times a day.
Do you have the whole bundle or just the oil?
I have everything. I have the whole. And
how long how much are you taking and how long have you been taking it?
For about 2 weeks now. That's about it.
Okay. Okay, and how much are you taking during that 2 weeks?
I take like 3 drops 2 times a day. So that's 6 altogether.
And that dropper has lines on. Are you going all the way up to that where it says
I'm doing all the way up, and I make.
Dropper has
I
lines.
do all the way. And I make
Okay,
sure I
that's okay.
squeeze it.
How many brain body capsules a day are you doing?
So you go all the way up to the top line.
6.
Okay, that's
Oh, you mean brain and body? You mean the I'm doing you mean the brain and body?
He means the capsule. He means
only
the capsules.
2.
So
Like
he's only
I said,
taking 2.
two a day.
You could easily take more of those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because your dose
Really?
and a half with 6 milliliters a day on the oil. You can take more of those. But look, 2 weeks is not much time. You know, it's got to unwind this.
Okay.
It's got to unwind this. Your body's going to start detoxing. You're going to have it coming out of you. Okay? And I'm surprised if you haven't seen something already. Okay? It's got to get that nicotine out of you. So you just got to work with it. You haven't been on it very long, but you know, be encouraged by the success everybody else has had who stuck with it.
Yes. So take the brain and take that. How many times a day should I take it?
Well, I would split it up. I'm going to take it at least 2 times, but you can take it 3 times a day if you want. The bigger issue is how much you're going to take. Like I do 6 of those. I do 6 of those capsules a day. That's my norm. I got a long day like
Really? Okay.
Okay.
So I will need to order some before a month. I would probably need to order some before, but I have a lot of faith in this product, and I know it's what I really need because I have a lot of work to do. And I think this product is I know it's going to help me it's not going to cure everything, but it's going to help me feel better, get motivated, because I think I'm sleeping a little better also, and my energy is picking up a little bit. So I thank you all for being who you are and making a difference in the world. We need this very much. And I'm sharing it with about 3 people already that I know that could use it, and they're, on the line, I hope. And one person I know is going to get it. So I like to share good things with people I know that need it. I really thank you guys for taking the time to make the profound difference on the planet. So thank you all and have a great night. And I appreciate it.
She gets
it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Pauline. Fantastic.
Okay, so
great.
So did we do that wireless call at 6521? Or was there someone we couldn't get?
Yeah, but they didn't respond. Let's try them again. Wrong one. Wireless caller 6521.
Hello, are you hearing me now?
Give us.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, okay. I'm calling in for someone. The individual.
What's your name?
Jerry Francois. I called in the past. I was the one fixed by 2
Yeah, I remember you, Jerry.
Right. Fine. I'm calling in for my daughter. She is suffering from a mild degenerative disease in her neck and mid-thoracic spine. It affects her shoulders and upper back and neck.
So Gary Hill, I think it's in Richmond.
No, Jerry Francois, not Hill. Francois.
No, I'm telling you about someone else.
Okay.
His name was Hill. And he had a neck that was so unstable that he had to wrap a scarf around it to keep it straight. And he restored and rejuvenated it. And, it stabilized. So that's what can happen if you use this stuff to restore your mitochondria.
And constantly rub it on your
area. Mix some of the restore in the jar, maybe a teaspoon or possibly more. Shake it up, and you need to put it on frequently. 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day is not too many. Okay. And give it time to work.
And the rejuvenate and the restore combined.
Yeah. And any kind of exercise you can do that isn't, uncomfortable would be helpful. If you can't do walking, do chair exercises, get that blood flow going and help your body send some additional signals that the exercise will do.
Okay. She should rub it on at least 7 to 8 times a day.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I put it on. I got an injured knee and it's coming back good.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. Thank you,
Hey,
Roger.
Jerry.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
Jerry.
you.
Try that, Antonia.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Antonia?
Georgia.
In Alpharetta, Georgia. I've unmuted you. Go ahead. We don't hear you.
Right,
You are a
got
web
me?
caller. Fresh Rain Music. No, we just don't have her. Oh, she's gone.
Mhm.
All right, Roger.
Okay. All right, so we're
She's
out
back.
of time. Jeanette, who's back? Okay.
Antonia came back.
Okay. So we're out of time. Jeanette, I'm gonna give you a call. And let me take a screenshot right now. And here we go right here. Dale Bowden, it's been a great call. You get the last word.
It has. All right, listen, everybody. Again, you heard powerful testimonies, and the takeaway is the multiple things that happen for people, to include things that doctors aren't able to help them with. And they're getting answers here by restoring the mitochondria. It is basic. It is a unique approach, and you get it here. And guess what? You already know about it. They don't. So share the message. Understand what you've got. Let us know how we can help you. And let's have an incredible week. You're the best part of this company. So let us know what we can do to support you. Back to you.
We'll see you next time for another exciting episode.
Will be Saturday
The
at
host has ended this call.
10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. Again, the next call will be Saturday at 10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see you there.